Hey everyone, Matt here. Welcome back to my Cybertruck, and I have some kind of heavenly lighting going on. Easter's coming up, so I guess that's somewhat fitting. So I want to make a video today because I finally, going to my audio tab, finally got the active road noise cancellation for the Cybertruck. This was something that the Cybertruck was capable of, was shipped with this feature, which is also available in Model S and X. But it finally was enabled via a software update. And it was kind of weird because I did a software update, which I believe was the one that was supposed to enable this update, which I'm just looking at the software version. Right now we're in 2026.2.9.1. This was a software update that was supposed to enable this, and when I initially updated the software, I did not see anything enabled. Like, it's located in the audio tab under options. It wasn't there. And then a couple days went by, and I noticed, when you get a new update on a certain feature of the software app on a Tesla, it's like a little blue dot in the settings. So I noticed one in audio. I clicked on it, and there it was. There's a toggle for active road noise reduction. So I just wanted to share my thoughts about this new feature that's been enabled for Cybertruck owners. And to be honest with you, I notice no difference between having it toggled on and having it toggled off. So, yeah, let's take a look, and I'll talk a little bit about how the system is supposed to work within the cabin here. And yeah, let's explore this noise reduction for the Cybertruck. So if you have a Cybertruck, you'll notice if you go to the audio tab that you now have this toggle for active road noise reduction. And it says reduces road noise by creating quiet zones near the headrests. And what's pretty cool in the Cybertruck, right here in the headrest, like right in front of us, there is a microphone, and there's also one on the other side of the headrest in both the passenger side and the driver's side. And what those microphones do are monitor sort of like the low drone noises in the cabin, like from wind or from the tires moving on the road. Those like low sounding hums. And the microphone system monitors that, and then what will happen is there will be some white noise sound being pumped into the cabin. There are 15 speakers in the Cybertruck cabin, which is pretty awesome, especially if you're into listening to music at a very high decibel. The sound system in the Cybertruck is one of the best I've ever experienced. And when I finally get rid of the truck, who knows when that will be, I will miss the sound system immensely. It's seriously absolutely incredible. I don't think it's talked about enough. Really hard to replicate, like over a video, what it's like being in the cabin. I think that's probably why it's not talked about enough as a feature. It's really tough unless you're sitting in here. So it uses a speaker system and the microphones that are located in the headrests to create this like kind of like negative sound environment where it's trying to cancel out the road noise, which it's feeding in and collecting via the microphone system. So with all that being said, I have toggled this on and off. I've tried it in various scenarios, like riding on the highway, lower speeds, higher speeds, slightly bumpier terrain, and I really noticed no difference. And I think that's been like the general response by lots of owners. They really don't notice any difference when toggling this on and off. So just a quick sidebar, we are on version 2026.2.9.1. And to be honest with you, I think as I mentioned before, this was available in a version before this, but I didn't see it active in the audio tab before this point. And it seemed to actually just kind of go live in lieu of the software updating, which was kind of odd. I will say I was very excited for this feature because I was just curious, if I'd be actively hearing some sound noise reduction. Now, the thing is, it could be that you're not going to necessarily hear white noise coming out of the speaker system. I think it's being done in a subtle way where it's, intaking the sound and then trying to adjust and balance the speaker system in a way which is almost imperceptible, that you don't hear this like transition of the audio being canceled out. So I think that's ultimately what's going on. But the other thing is the Cybertruck cabin interior, the sound in here is so good. It is the quietest Tesla I've ever been in. I mean, the door panels in particular are just basically solid metal, and I think that helps quite a bit on the sound insulation. And just the acoustics in a cabin without the noise reduction being introduced was always very good. And for me personally, I'm usually listening to music or a podcast or something like when I'm driving or on FSD. So I didn't really have too much of a use for the noise cancellation regardless. But I'm curious to see what's going to happen like in future software updates, if there's going to be some changes to that. Maybe it improves the quality of it over time. These seem to be things that can be tweaked via software, and with future iterations of the software, I think we might see some improvements. But my initial thoughts toggling this back and forth is that I really did not notice much. So if you have a Cybertruck, and I'm also curious for like S and X owners, I can't quite remember exactly when this was introduced, if this is like with model year maybe 2025, 2026 Model S and X, if this is going to be like, if that came standard, I'm not sure. I can't remember when exactly that was introduced in terms of the model year. Could have been earlier, so apologize if I'm wrong. But I know, even from Foundation series Cybertrucks, they were shipped with this capability, had the microphones built into the headrest and whatnot. So I'm curious to see with future iterations if there's any improvement. And if you own a Cybertruck, my general sense is that no one's really noticed much of a difference at all. So if you have an experience with this, I'm curious to see what's your take on it is, if you really notice anything. I know there's some Cybertruck owners out there somewhere, right? I can't be the only one. So yeah, pretty cool. I think the way the technology works is more fascinating than maybe the application of it and how it works in reality. But I'm curious to see what's going to happen in future iterations, and hopefully things improve. So yeah, leave me a comment. Love to hear from you guys. And thanks for watching another Spec Bits video. Like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks, guys.